Hello? Hello, hello, YouTube? Okay, sorry, the recording software struggled for a moment, but Miss the Fox here, and, Chapter 17. I'm planning to do all 4 parts of the chapter in, one recording session. That should end up being the case, because I do want to make sure that I have extras backed up, but as it were, here we are, and I'm not entirely sure why things are being a little funky at the moment, but we'll deal with it. None of the enemies for stage 1 seem to have gotten any alterations, for better or for worse. I shouldn't have any issues with the reinforcement Myrmidons that show up at the bottom of the map after a handful of turns. I don't actually remember how many turns it is, but I do know that there are a few Myrmidons that show up here. One of them may be randomized to have, I don't know, like a different weapon or something, I don't know. But whatever the case is, I should be fine. I did give Volk a Draco Shield and some extra experience because having Blossom makes it really hard to level him up. I gave Mordecai some extra luck, and turns out the Astra Icon is only +2, sadly, and I gave Nethany some extra skill to make sure she has decent accuracy. I also taught counter to Mordecai and Titania, because why not? And I gave Flare to Mia, so she should be perfectly fine on the damage department. And that should be everything for the first turn, and for the preamble? However we want to classify what I just did. Also, something that I can't actually remember if I mentioned in a video I still need to get edited and put on YouTube. I plan to... You know what, I just won't talk about it, because I probably did talk about the other one, and I don't want to repeat it, and also this episode won't come out until... I think it'll be on the 28th, which is in 3 days. Minus some hours. Yeah, I'm still not entirely sure how to commentate, because I normally have a lot to say about Fire Emblem, but whenever I'm actually playing the game, there are no words. The words simply are not there to be spoken. Oh gosh. I just turned on a fan and it made a back buzz at me. Did not like that. I am ready for people to start promoting, other than Mia, who looks like Ileana. I did give Morim, he's not here, he'll be reinforcements, later on. But Morim, I gave him an Iron Lance instead of a Steel Lance, just because I don't trust him to be able to hit anything. Similar to how Volk is probably not going to hit him. Yep. Good job. Heavy sarcasm. I think I'll just leave Mordecai here to fight the sword guys, because it shouldn't be an issue for him. He has 19 defense, and counter could help dish back the damage if nothing else. Stefan is gonna be the new Seth, I guess. Also, in the previous episode, at least I'm pretty sure it was the previous one. Either way, one of the more recent ones, Stefan activated Colossus. I was like, he didn't do any extra damage, and yes, it was the last one, chapter 16. It did do extra damage. I just forgot how much damage was done and how much HP people had. Because apparently, my memory is absolute garbage. Which, I mean, I already knew this, but I was made more aware of it. I also have noticed that the way I talk and how it interacts with being recorded by a mic that is a good foot away from my body, I'm not the most clear always, which makes me less skeptical. That might not be the right word. It makes me less annoyed by the comments people have made in the past in my life about, like, mumbling and stuff, because to me, everything I say is perfectly, you know, understandable, because I am the one speaking, so of course I know what I'm saying. I don't realize just how often my words can get a little muddy together, which is annoying, because I do want to be heard in proper, like, I want people to actually understand what I'm saying. So I am trying to be a little easier to understand here. It is a little uncomfortable because it is causing, for some reason, doing this is making me speak a little louder than normal. And I don't normally speak very loud, which probably contributes to the mumbling. I don't speak very loudly, so the words don't, they're not very separated. I don't know. There are the Myrmidons. You with your killing edge that scares me so often in regular playthroughs. Let me just go ahead and remove you from the equation. Maybe eventually I'll get Oscar promoted. It'll definitely help him, because currently he's just like, I do pretty decent damage. And sometimes I can hit twice, but not often. We love Mist being somewhat bad at doing proper damage. Let's not drop the water on the computer. But I might have to start having FE attack first most of the time, just because to make sure that Mist can keep up with the experience and not remain bad. Also, she has Shade now, so plus Miracle and Vantage. She's not going to proc Vantage often because people aren't going to really look at her often. But if they do look at her, she attacks first and might refuse death. Emphasis on might. It's very much a chance. Yeah, these, chapter 17 videos, or at least these first two out of the four, are probably gonna be fairly quick. Because this one just needs me to kill everything, and that's easy. The second one just wants me to get to an escape point, which will be extremely easy. I will fight enemies, but I could absolutely just like send Ike, Titania, or Leth over and just stand on the tile because they're flyers and woo, win the map immediately. But then stage 3 has Ike carrying Leanne around, and we have to survive for a set amount of turns, and then stage 4, Ike is continuing to hold Leanne, and yeah, it's just, you know, stuff. Let's just bring out the Brave Bow because screw you. Volk, you need assistance, sir. Wrong button. I'll probably let Ileana do the minor healing, and like Leth can actually go fight stuff now. Not sure. I just called Mia Ileana again. Yeah. But this is fairly chill. But that is kind of the gist of later chapters in Fire Emblem. Once you get past the early game and the mid game, things generally start to get easier. Sometimes there's funky difficulty spikes. I still can't get over a frame chapter 11 in Sacred Stones. That phantom ship is just like, hey, what if we just decided to be like 5 times harder for this one specific map, and then it goes back to being fairly easy. Oh, I forgot those 2 guys showed up. Also, I think I forgot entirely about Mordecai. But hey, it's fine, because Mordecai can walk over and commit destruction. Emphasis on walk. Dragons are so slow. I'm surprised you double this guy, but I guess axes do be like that. Mist, what can you do to this guy? A surprisingly small amount. Meanwhile, Nephany actually doubles. Just don't crit. Thank you. That is enough HP for Mist to walk up and do her thing. The next recruits that we're gonna get are Janna, Fuelkey, and Rayson, and Tanith all at once in Chapter 18, if I remember correctly. So that'll be fun. That is slightly scary, but we should be fine. Now Oscar has to walk all the way over. Okay, is there anyone else? No. Okay. When you walk in. Yes, poke that man. And now there are more men. Huh. Oscar doubling with his 9 speed using the roll spell. Because there's no way that... Oh, it was 10 speed. But there's no way that I was using the Brave Bow, right? Yeah, I was using the Volt... What? How slow are axe units? What are these stats? What? Why are your stats so bad? Ma'am, sir, person, what? Anyway, let's mark you because I am still a bit scared of what you can do. But I can go ahead and get you low with Titania. That doesn't really change the fact that you could absolutely destroy anyone, but if you got a crit, but we'll be fine. I could actually have Aiko finish him off, assuming Ike hits his attack. Love to see that left is just good. She normally isn't that good. Emphasis on the that and that good. I doubt that she's like straight up bad normally. I mean, cats aren't great. Honestly, I'm not sure how people rank the characters in this game. I know that like people rank Titania really highly because she's like Seth Jr. And then Ike plus Oscar is an amazing combo because double Earth affinity. Oh, Ike is not capable of finishing off. What about you, Volt? If you land one of these, we can finish him. Hey! You got both. Good job. And now you have an extra killer lance that you don't know what to do with. Okay. That just leaves Ike, Stefan, and Mordecai, who won't be able to reach anyone in time to do anything. I think I am somewhat more afraid of the magic units, so let's just get rid of those. It's always the mages that you have to look out for in these games. Because, like, mages hit hard. I mean, sometimes. Like, especially if you play even older Fire Emblem games, and I am including Echoes Shadows of Valentia as an older one, even though it's actually new, because it's a very faithful recreation of Gaiden. But, like, the first 4 Fire Emblem games, resistance stats were practically non-existent. And then in Thracia, there wasn't a resistance stat, and magic acted as, in the same way that the special stat in Pokemon Gen 1 worked, where magic is your offensive magic stat and your defensive stat against magic, which is odd, but sure, go off, I guess. And then stats are fairly low, I think, across the board in Blazing Blade. No, Binding Blade. Sometimes I get those two mixed up because the Binding Blade is on fire, so I think Blazing Blade, but oh well. That's it for stage 1 of Daybreaks. So, yeah, this should go well throughout it. Chapter 17 is not that hard, it's just tedious, but adios.